So during that whole pitch, the one thing that sounded interesting to me that was really unique is the monsters perspective and their origin stories. We know all about the gods, we know, but most mythologies we don't spend a lot of time getting to understand the creation of the actual enemies, monsters, whatever. So of all of this, that's the one thing that I took out of that could be an interesting angle for you that I don't think has been overused. So that was the one thing I wanted to say.
All right, and one last thing, I'm going to comment as well.
Yes.
Because I'm a geographer that does culturalization work on games, and I work on Age of Mythology as well as the recent revision of it. And I would echo some of the comments here that I would definitely, if you're going to do this, don't just start with European mythology because it's well known, Norse, Greek, etc. So think about adding at least one non-European mythology into the mix right from the start, because that will instantly give your game a wider appeal. Because especially among games and gameplay, there have been so many games that focus on the Norse gods, the Greek gods, and even the Egyptian gods, even though they're not European. But basically try and think outside that sphere, look to Latin America, look to Africa, etc. Because that would bring something fresh to the mythology games. So, and so thank you. So, our very last, but definitely not least, is Hannah Williamson with the Monkey Fishing Game.
So I just brought my iPhone too, so I'm going to give it to you guys so you can look through the images while I'm talking. So it's like 8 images, not that many. So what my game is I wanted to make an action fishing game. I know it's kind of a weird concept, but what I've noticed with fishing games is you really only get 2 types of games. It's either a simulator game or it's like a mini game. You don't actually get a gamified version of fishing. So what I thought would be kind of interesting is that you have like a Monster Hunter type of fishing game where as the fish get bigger and bigger, they become almost like colossal beings to the point that like the stations themselves are actually fishes. So if it was like a temple or something, you're actually fishing the temple, and that temple ended up being fished the whole time. What I mean by like the action mechanic, I mean that is that it'd be like more like what's the word I'm looking for? Like the fish shows the movement, and so you have to react to the movement of that fish in a certain amount of time. So you catch either a certain amount of fish in a certain amount of time, or a certain type of fish, or there could be other crazy mechanics to like that are part of the bounties. This other thing with my game is that you're also taking care of your monkey daughter. But the thing is that she doesn't like fruits and nuts. You have to feed her fish. And these fish can like increase your stats at school and stuff. So it's almost like a pet simulator within this game. And that's kind of about it.
One game you should definitely take a look at, although not quite the size, look at Ridiculous Fishing from Rami Ismail and his team. They did, very much about fishing, but took everything ridiculous about every game that's ever been made on steroids. Love the overall concept of monkey fishing. It's funny to start with. I would say, obviously it's super early, some more art about potential fish, and my vision is kind of Battle of the Colossus meets a fishing game.
Yeah.
That's kind of what you're getting to. So try to get a couple visuals that will represent the final vision. This is something for everybody, is try to get the people you're pitching to inside your head as quickly as possible. And the best way to do that is, even if it's early as kind of a visual sample, at least one thing that makes your game super unique. Yeah, I can agree with what you're saying as well. I agree with what you're saying as well. I think also, from the standpoint of you've got 2 things going on. You've got a pet simulator, that's an actual fishing game. I'm curious to know where are the weights of the gameplay of what you're looking at, because it might be a lot to take on both, but I'm not sure just based on your pitch. So, how does that whole thing kind of work and integrate? Because I think of a fishing game with like certain mechanics, and focus on those mechanics, but then the pet simulation becomes a little bit different as well.
At the beginning of having it more like, it feels like the Sonic Adventure, the Chow Garden, where it's more like an add-on to it, where it's more just like a slight thing that makes the fish more valuable. So like if you turned in 5 fishes, then you could get like a dress for your daughter. But like making a dress for models that are so simple would take like an hour or something to like just retext her dress.
art style, or not be a super monkey ball.
Yeah.
And so it's like, and as I said, my action RPG, that's Zelda thing, so it's like that fishing mechanic in the Zelda game, kind of what you're still really talking about with Kingdom Hearts. But I mean, overall, I'd like to see, I guess, like more of the fishing mechanic, but I'm in the love art style, and overall, it's great. I'd love to see like how fun it would be, and like, how goofy you will get at the fish get bigger and bigger. So, thank you.
That ends our game pitch review session. I would like to please thank our amazing panelists again. Bravely pitched. So, like I said, we can hang outside. If you're here for the Game Creator Connection at 1 o'clock, that's awesome, but we're going to ask you to please kind of vacate the room because we need to kind of do a little prep in here for that. You're welcome to come back at 1 and just before, and we'll get that thing kicked off. So thanks again.